4, 3, 2.5.
Welcome to the Harshy Podcast, y'all.
Welcome.
We are going to make this podcast explicit. So you've been warned. If you didn't see the E or explicit when you were looking it up, because these days I'm not sure people really read anymore. They just click on shit.
Had your kids, had your wife, and had your husband.
Now you've been warned that this is going to be explicit. So if you have children around and you care about that, no judgment one way or the other here anymore. I mean, in my 20s, I would have judged you, but now I wouldn't. Remove them or put your
parent said ass in front of her child.
Put your headphones in. Do what you need to do. So, do you want to make a few announcements first? Now that I gave my very professional, well scripted out, explicit warning.
I don't have any announcements off the top of my head. Do you?
Well, I am cracking up over the shitty shippers code, like the whole situation this week, because
that's pretty wild.
For those that listened to our last episode, you know how we actually naturally in conversation came to that. And we decided after that podcast episode that we really needed to just shut down the online store, at least for now, for a while, maybe forever. I don't know. So we did so. I posted that we're closing it down. We don't have space for it right now. We really don't. And I made code Shitty Shippers 30 for 30% off the entire store. And it's been hilarious. People have just loved it. That first of all, we're owning it. But second of all, we're making fun of it. And it's just, the amount of sales from this and the support and the laughs and the love and the understanding has just been really fun, actually. And so I appreciate all of you. And we're going to keep this up probably through the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But we have to shut it down at some point. So we're just going to have to pick a day and a time and do that. And we'll post about it on Instagram.
We will.
I'm thinking Monday at midnight, but we'll see. I changed my mind because I'm allowed to. So if that bothers you, fucking work on that. But that's for you to figure out. But I changed my mind because our lives change every day. We have 6 kids.
They change every hour.
We're doing a lot. So we do have to change our mind sometimes. Sometimes I might say right now, hey, Monday at midnight, but then Monday I might have 2 kids throwing up, or, I might not be feeling well, or we might decide to do something else. I don't know.
We might be having sex.
Or, well, hopefully.
Well, yeah. I mean, midnight, that's...
I mean, midnight's a perfect time for naked cardio.
Yeah,
absolutely. If I haven't gotten a workout in that day. And anyway, so that code is still up for those of you that are listening, or if you listen to this episode soon. If you're listening to this episode in 3 months from now, you're lost.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to it now...
SOL.
Yeah, Shitty Shippers 30. Damn, God. Damn it.
Shitty.
I can't. You did it almost. You got through like 4. Shitty Shippers 30 at selflovegeneration.com. So if you're wondering why I'm all over the place, I actually have an impacted wisdom tooth right now. So speaking and thinking is actually not coming to me too easily at the moment. But the show must go on.
Childbirth, gallbladder attacks. Impacted wisdom teeth.
I would still do everything before gallbladder attacks.
Yeah.
I really, really would.
Those are pretty rough.
The other announcement I wanted to make is that we recently opened a live event in Buffalo, and there's tickets for that. There's a code. I think it's just love you in all caps. That's 30% off, I think, as well. I'm saying I think a lot because I'm not going to pull it up, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. And that is going to be live through tomorrow afternoon, so Saturday afternoon. And then the webinars. I have a surprise for the webinars this weekend. So if you have been thinking about joining me on the webinars, check my post and my stories this weekend on Instagram.
The webinars are in March, April, May, and the Birth Without Fear webinar is March 3rd. The Postpartum Without Fear is April 7th, and the Self-Love and Self-Care Without Fear is May 5th.
Are you sure about that?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cool. So that's it for announcements. I'm surprised I even got through that. So let's move on. I want to talk today about people being completely and utterly obsessed with my pulp.
Your pulp.
My pulp. Yes. Like,
Elaborate for people.
I just need to be able to pulp without fear. You know, like I need to be able to pulp without judgment. So most of you know that I'm really into juicing. I started juicing a lot in September when I had a horrible gallbladder attack. You can go back and listen to the episodes about that so that I don't get too repetitive here. And so I juice every day. And sometimes I'll have days or weeks where I juice more and other times less, but I do every day. And one of my top questions is, what kind of juicer do you use? Which is an Omega, by the way. But
it's awesome.
It is awesome. And I will say this, get the juicer you can afford. That's what I tell people when they ask me, what juicer should I get? The one you can afford. Just start. And the second thing is, but what do you do with your pulp? Now, you guys, this cracks me up because out of all of the fucking things somebody could ask me about this juicy journey, the inflammation that has gone down, the weight that I have lost, the health that I have gained, the improvements that I've seen, my favorite juices. No, it's what you do with your pulp, January. Now,
what do you do with your goddamn pulp?
I just would not ask somebody that. Like, I would want to know, how did you start? What are your favorite juices? How do you do this having kids? You know, like all of these other questions that it wouldn't even cross my mind to say, hey, what do you do with the leftover shit from your juice, right? Now, if you've asked me what I do with my pulp, I love you. And I would say I'm not judging you, but that would be a lie. And I don't lie. So I'm slightly low-key judging you because I think it's funny. I really think it's funny. So what I do with my pulp is I carefully take the plastic container that the pulp goes into when I juice my juice.
The plastic container. Okay, I got it.
And it's full of all of this pulp.
Pulp, okay.
And I walk about 5 feet.
5?
Mm-hmm. And
okay,
I
5.
raise my hand up holding this container of beautiful fibrous pulp.
You raise your hands to the heavens?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I give thanks. And then I slowly but surely, steadily turn my hand over holding the plastic container of pulp until it all falls into the white trash bin.
Gotcha. Is there a trash bag in there?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
That'd be messy.
That would be very, very messy. I throw it the fuck away. I
Throw that shit in the trash.
My pulp in the trash. It gets better. Are you ready? It gets better.
Yes, yes.
People judge that. Now, most of my people in my village get me, and they know that I am doing literally everything I can for myself, my mental health, physical health, my marriage, my children, my community, women, people, humans, the world. So they forgive me. And I actually think it's kind of funny when I throw my pulp away because we cannot be everything to everyone. And I just cannot be there for my pulp right now. I cannot give it the attention and the love that it deserves. It's just going to have to take a back seat to my health and my children. I know. How could I do that? How could I make the pulp come after my children and my life? I don't know. It's something I'll work on.
It's good carrot pulp.
I know. So, but there are some people who judge me for this and think that I should be getting out a dehydrator and making flax pulp crackers. And I should be composting it, and I should be giving it to the baby pigs that I do not own. You okay there?
Oh my god, the baby pigs.
And here's the thing.
You have to have baby pigs.
Yeah. I think making crackers, putting it in smoothies, putting it in pasta sauce. I think composting it, I think giving it to animals if you have animals where you live is freaking fantastic. I completely support you in that. I think it's great. Like, I'm not making fun of doing that. I think it's awesome. I just don't. I don't do those things. But guess what? I might, again, what I say earlier, change my mind.
Yes.
And I might get some baby pigs one day, or I might move into a house, because we live in an apartment, where I can more easily compost. And for those of you that are saying, but January, you can compost in an apartment. Well, thanks, Susan, but I don't want to. Okay. So, I might actually a few months from now be composting my pulp. Absolutely. But right now, I am not in the mental or physical space to want to do shit with my pulp other than just throw it in the fucking trash and be done with it and move on with my day and homeschool my 6 kids, take a bath, go work out, have naked cardio, go on a date with you. I could really honestly list a million or so things that I'd rather do than fuck around with my pulp. That's just me. But I actually did have someone message me this week.
Yes.
To educate me on what I should be doing with my pulp.
All right.
And how I should be composting it. And she feels very passionate about it.
Okay.
And, stop it. And that I need to care more about Mother Earth.
It is your mother.
This is why you actually do not need to explain yourself to people, because I am raising a vegan family at this point. I am vegan. That alone helps the earth so much more than me composting my little bit of pulp, right? Being vegan.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Because the amount of grain that is used to feed cows for factory farming, dairy farms is astronomical.
Astronomical. And water.
Right.
Astronomical.
So the factory farms just in our country alone use up close to, I've seen 80% of the world's crops. Mm-hmm. That's insane. That's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot of wastefulness.
Right.
So not composting your pulp is kind of the least of the things you can do to help Mother Earth. There are many more things that you can do.
On that note, the podcast is now done. The end. Good night. I think you just summed it up beautifully there.
Yeah.
So we're vegan. Right now we live in an apartment that's actually about to change. We drive one vehicle that is paid off.
Yep.
There's so many things. We're minimalists. There's so many things that I'm doing for Mother Earth that me right now for 6 months throwing away my pulp is just the amount of things we can recycle, and we do when we're able to, so much more than the little bit of pulp I'm throwing away. So here's the thing. If you do stuff with your pulp, you're a badass. I think you should Instagram that, Pinterest it, and show what a badass you are. And I will like it, love it, put hearts on it, stars, gold stars. I'll give you a gold star. And I genuinely mean that. I think that's badass. I think it's awesome. And if you are composting, I think that's badass. All of these things I think are awesome, and I support you. But do not come to me in my space when I'm doing everything I can for my mental and physical health, and I'm doing whatever I am capable of right now with how much I have on my plate, and tell me I should be doing it better or I should be doing it different. We just should not do that to each other, period. Right? Like, to go to somebody and say, hey, even though you're doing all these things, it's not good enough. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not. Like, I need somebody to tell me I'm not good enough. Like, we don't do that as women and mothers enough. So I don't take too kindly to someone coming in my space and telling me, or DMing me and telling me that I should be doing something different, or it's not good enough, or I should be doing this with my pulp. Like, it's pulp from a little bit from juice. And when I'm in a place where I can compost or do something else with it, I will. And either way, just support me the way I support you. Like, I would never go to this lady's Instagram and DM her something off one of her posts and tell her, you should really fucking do this better. Okay. Could you just do that for me? I'm just really passionate about this. And I just really need you to get rechargeable batteries, because I don't really appreciate you getting the non-rechargeable kind. And I feel really passionate about that. And could you please do better?
That one time you threw that banana peel in the trash really offended me.
Yeah, fuck you.
You should have either eaten it or composted it.
Did you know you can eat that?
It's full of fiber.
Just choke it down. I just don't, Brandon, I don't understand this.
And your apple cores.
Someone told me
Make sure
today.
you eat all those too.
Someone told me today that I shouldn't drink coffee.
Oh, damn.
Like, she walked into my home and she slapped me in the face. That's what it feels like. I don't understand why you would come to me and tell me that I and the other people in my village should not drink coffee. I don't. First of all, I have caffeine tattooed on my arm. So why you even think approaching me with this is going to be received?
The smell is good enough. That's all you need.
Yeah, I don't understand this. So, we should just call this podcast ranting and raving and venting and whatever. But I know that many of you listen to this, get this in your everyday life, whether it's from people on social media, friends, family, where you're doing everything you can. They're like, you just really shouldn't do it that way because blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, do you really want to hear it? Any of you guys listening to this, do you want to hear it? No, you don't want to hear it. So for someone to come to me and tell me that I should wake up in the morning, have water and green smoothies and fruit, and then see if I need the coffee because it's really hurting me and all I need is energy from fresh fruits and vegetables, actually made me laugh and roll my eyes at the same time because that's what I do. I wake up in the morning, I have water, I have juices, and then guess what? I have coffee because I fucking like it. There doesn't need to be any other reason. I don't have to have a reason for drinking coffee other than I like it. So I am on a plant-based diet. I am vegan and I eat 80-10-10, basically 80 carbs, 10 fat, 10 protein. And most of what I consume at this point is fresh fruits and vegetables and a lot of it raw juice. And
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Do better.
Made me want to slap you, throw punch you. You're lucky you're 2 feet away from me and I don't feel like getting up right now.
Please just do better.
Please just do better. Isn't that wild?
The coffee smell is all you need. Just
Yep.
open up the can.
Just smell it.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
Just a good old sniff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Do you want to describe
You're
my face?
seething.
Here's the thing. You can be putting out just love, which is what I'm really trying to do. I've been growing a lot. I've been really trying to just, let go of my ego, as Jim Carrey would say, the small me, and really work on just putting out good and creating a safe space for myself and those that are in my community online. And you can put out all the good, all the love, all the support, be eating the best possible diet you could eat, raising your kids the best possible way you could raise them. And there will always be somebody to tell you that you should be doing it different or you're not doing good enough. And this is why you have to just do you. You have to do what feels right to you. You have to do what makes you happy. And you have to just really not give a shit if someone tells you should. Don't second guess yourself because someone tells you should do it differently. Just don't. And don't share your opinion or information unless somebody asks. Let people know you're available. Like, hey, I'm here, if you have questions about this. But do not insert yourself into somebody's life. Don't DM them. Don't walk up to them in the grocery store. Don't knock on the door, go in their house. Don't leave a comment telling them that they should be doing it different and doing it better and that they're not doing it good enough. Because we don't need that. Unless you are going to add value to a woman's life, especially a woman, but anyone's life, when they're doing their best, shut the fuck up. Be kind or be quiet. Being kind is free. It doesn't cost you shit. It is free. Just like gluten-free. Shutting up is free. So see, you guys, I'm not perfect. I really, really, really am trying to just love as my filter and put out love and this and that. But once in a while, after either many comments or DMs or somebody says something a certain way, like, it's just like, come on. Like, and you guys, I might be ranting and raving today, but this is like, 1% of the stuff that comes my way. Most stuff I just block, delete, turn off comments, whatever. But, I just felt like doing, a podcast that said, don't fucking tell me what to do with my pulp.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I also put it on my Instagram stories and you all said, yes, please, and make it explicit. So that's actually why we're doing this. I normally probably wouldn't even done this, but y'all asked and you said make it explicit. So here it is.
One thing that I enjoy doing things differently as a parent is just is doing them different and embracing that. And when people say things, to just have fun with it, because you're invariably going to get comments about everything you do in life. For us, we live our lives quite a bit differently from just about anyone we know. And so we've had our fair share of comments, and I personally like to have fun with it. Someone sees you in the store with all your kids and say, you know what causes that? No. What does cause that? No one ever told me. Or if someone says, hey, have you ever heard of birth control? No. Is that new?
Too bad your parents didn't know. The next time somebody asks me, do you know what causes that? I'm be like, yeah, fucking. Really good fucking. Orgasming without fear.
It's like when Jason Momoa was getting ready for to play Aquaman. And
yeah.
One of those TMZ reporters like, so what you been doing, man? You been doing CrossFit? What you been doing?
Do you work out?
Nah, I just been fucking.
Yeah, I just fuck a lot.
Just fuck a lot.
Do you work out? No, I just fuck a lot. I'm like, man, that's my style of working out right there.
I get these delts from fucking.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. I really want to turn this into an inspiring podcast about not caring what other people think, but I think that we've gone way past that at this point.
It always goes back to fucking.
Always goes back. Always goes back. That's what we should call this episode. It always goes back to fucking.
Or if you're a parent, shit.
Yeah.
That
is true.
Shit. Yeah.
Right? That is true.
Yeah, shit in some form or another is always popping up in every conversation.
Honestly, Linda, you should be composting your child's shit. Do you compost that?
You should be picking out the corn and putting it in your garden.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
The cellulose in the corn is perfect for regenerating Mother Earth.
I can't right now. Please don't make flax pulp crackers with your child's shit. Do you compost that? That is literally what it feels like, though. Like, do you compost your child's feces? You know, I know it's not quite the same, but it's like that's how it feels when somebody DMs me to give me shit over throwing away my pulp. It's like, okay. I'm just going to take a moment to collect myself.
You're right there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to say that I am not going to be held responsible for anything said on this podcast because I'm in severe pain right now. And when you're in pain, I think that we sound like we're drunk right now. And I know we're not drunk because I did not enjoy any libations today.
No libations were enjoyed.
My dad calls them libations. Yeah, I'm just going to have a libation and throw a frozen pizza in the oven and sit back and watch a show. Yep, that's all I got planned. How about you?
Then my dad would ask, so you have a little bit of booze?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if our dads were trying to get healthier and somebody was like, what are you doing with your pulp? Are you composting that? I really feel strongly about mother. I think your dads would be like, what the
My dad would be like, my pulp? What?
Oh my God. That is so good.
Yeah, I don't think our dads would have cared about pulp.
Okay, but can you imagine my dad having a conversation about that after he's had a few drinks?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, your dad with a few drinks is super funny.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, so listen, I'm doing the best I can right now. You know, I'm healing my body. I'm healing my gallbladder. I'm a food addict who is eating 80-10-10 vegan, plant-based diet. I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. And so if I'm going to throw my pulp away and have some coffee, just clap for me or walk away, because this is hard enough. Like, I'm human and I am doing my best. And some days I do better than others. Some days I mess up. Some days I do great and I nail it, because that's just human nature, And so all of you, like, you're doing your best. You don't need to hear it from anyone. Create your bubble. If people are going to be supportive, you let them in. If they're not, they can excuse themselves or you can excuse them. Because like life is too short. I can't imagine at 80 years old caring about what somebody's cared about what I do with my pulp. It's just ridiculous. It's just the most ridiculous things, things we get caught up on or we feel we need to comment on social media. If you feel that you could be doing something better than me, go do it better than me. Do it, please. If you feel you can support other people better than me, go support people better than me, because we could use more support in this world, right? Like, if you feel that you can word something better than me, please go to your platform, not mine. Thank you. Go to your platform and word it better than me. So you have a platform. That's a good and bad thing about social media, is everyone gets to have a platform. So go do it, say it, word it better than me on your platform, and just leave us alone. Leave us pulp throwing, coffee drinking, non-Mormon heathens who love naked cardio alone. We do us. We're doing us just fine. You go do you, boo. I got me. You go do you.
I do me, B.
I hate when you say that. Oh my gosh, I hate it.
Just on a final note too, flax crackers with pulp in it, that sounds like crap.
I might be making this shit up. I don't know.
That just sounds really bad.
My brain is only working at about 67% capacity right now because the pain I'm in. So, flax crackers are good. I've had raw flax crackers.
Yeah, but with pulp?
No.
Carrot pulp?
But they might be
pineapple
good.
pulp?
I love Tanny Raw. Tanny Raw. Look her up if you're interested in like juicing smoothies, 80-10-10 and raw. She's a 80-10-10 raw vegan. She's super high energy and fun. And anyway, she makes a lot of dehydrated crackers and she's got some recipes and I bet you they're freaking awesome. She does not have 6 children.
No.
And we do. And if I were to get out my dehydrator and make, yes, you guys, I have actually done all this shit in my 20s. I used to dehydrate and I probably would have been making pulp crackers then and everything else, but I'm now 39. I'm fucking tired. So
too old for this shit.
Literally. But anyways, if I were to make a couple layers of raw kale chips with a special dressing, which I've done, right? And
yes,
I used to do that all the time in the dehydrator.
Pretty damn good too.
So good. And if I were to make the crackers, how quickly do you think that would be eaten?
3 minutes tops.
So we're talking like 13 motherfucking hours in the dehydrator for 3 minutes of eating enjoyment.
Yeah, the payoff is just not worth it.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. It's just not. I'd rather just have a bowl of fruit.
Yeah.
And my children, by the way, if you're going to keep judging us, they tend to throw their peels in the trash. Oh my gosh. I just had a moment.
What?
So everybody listening that asked me what I do with my pulp, like, does every single person compost all their peels? The banana peels, the orange peels, everyone composts except me? I don't think so. I don't think that's happening.
I don't think so
But
either.
there's something about that pulp. People just want to do something with it.
I know. You could always toss out your window like confetti or like a ticker tape parade's coming by.
Like keep pulp in
hooray!
Splat. I'm gonna keep the pulp in my pocket. And then
like Napoleon Dynamite with his tater tots.
And then anytime anyone says anything to me that I just don't like, I'm just gonna take it out. Like that lady at the restaurant tonight with her high voice that I just couldn't handle. She was talking to the guy she was training, like, okay, so this is this kind of rolls and you want to try that and then see how that tastes. And then she came to our table and she's like, is there anything else you need? I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Are there any libations I can get for you?
And
what?
My
What
head,
is wrong with your voice?
My head is pounding. I can't even eat what I've ordered. And I'm like, why the hell are we even here? And she kept coming over with this high pitched voice. If I just had a little bit of pulp in my pocket, well, I usually don't have pockets. I wear leggings in my purse, and I just took it out and just, you've been pulverized.
Just take it a little bit out, roll into a ball, and toss it at her.
I mean, you know
like
what?
a spit wad.
I've just decided what I'm going to do with my pulp.
What?
I'm going to find a way to make pulp glitter.
Pulp glitter. Wow.
Pulp glitter. Is that can I do that? Could that be a thing?
I suppose you could.
Oh
You'd have to use it pretty quick because the stench after a few days, the rotting would
nasty.
attract all the fruit flies and.
Oh, so we should definitely do compost bin on our counter.
Yeah.
To attract all the fruit flies.
That'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get right on that, boo.
Be a swarm of. Be a cloud of fruit flies.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So that's what I've decided I'll do with my pulp. I'll keep it in my pocket and throw it at people I don't like. I mean, that seems just as good of a way to recycle than any. I'm not even on any good drugs.
I know.
I'm on Advil. Judge that, Susan's. She juices, but she's taking Advil. Yep.
You're not even inebriated from libations.
I have no alcohol, no good drugs, nothing in my system. I am just exhausted and I am in pain. And I cannot even coherently talk about this because it is so stupid that somebody would send me a message giving me shit about my pulp. That's really what's going on here.
Gotcha.
Like this whole podcast actually makes no sense to me. This whole episode.
It just struck a nerve.
The whole episode, like I'm done. January out.
Mic drop. Wait, don't drop it. That was expensive.
All right. Do you have anything else to share? Because I know nobody would give you shit about your pulp. What is it about giving women crap that we don't give men crap about? Is that a whole other podcast?
That's probably a whole other set of podcasts, probably, that I'm sure other people have done.
Yo,
Other people have written about.
You don't even want to do it.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
No.
You gotta start.
But it's true, isn't it?
Way back when.
Do you think anyone would give you crap over that?
No.
About drinking coffee?
No.
And about pulp?
No, I can't ever
You
say
don't
I've ever
think
been
anyone
given
will give you crap
about
for that?
No.
So what is it about me that's like, I'm going to send her a message to let her know she's not doing good enough because she's not making pulp crackers? What
know.
about me screams that?
I guess you just have that look about you.
Okay. That's good to know. I'm just really, really glad I have that look.
I guess the graying beard and the tattoos are just scaring people off.
I have graying hair and tattoos.
Well,
so
no one can see you're gray. You don't have a beard.
No, it's because for some reason you're a man, so like, oh, he won't care. But I'm a woman. They think I'm going to care.
Well, I don't know. I guess people think you're
just say
hippier than you really are.
Who told them I was hippie?
I don't know.
People do assume a lot of things about me.
Yeah, maybe some people assume.
Yeah, people assume a lot.
Yep.
Basically, people put me into all sorts of categories, and I don't even fit into one. Like you said earlier, I don't know anyone like me or like us, and we talk about this a lot. Like there's people that I like what they do, but I'm like, yeah, they don't have 6 kids, so it's not going to be the same. I can't put myself on the same expectation platform that they have themselves on for how they live their lives or juice or eat or whatever, because they have, like, again, I love Tanny Ross. She has one teenage son at home, and she's awesome, but I can't make myself feel like I'm not enough because I'm not doing things at the level she's doing it, or vice versa. Like, we're all really just doing our best.
Yeah. I've had a real hard time with this lately because I've read a lot of success, business, self-help type of books over the years. And I've just gotten to the point where I have a hard time accepting advice or teachings from people that either don't have kids or haven't been married, or they have 1 or 2 kids they adopted, or things of that nature. And it's just it's hard for me to relate to anyone because of where we're at. So I can pick and choose things here and there, but there isn't any one person that I can look to as an example for what we're doing. We're doing it so far out of the box that I don't even think there's a box that
There isn't.
we're standing outside of. That's how off the wall it is
Whoa.
with everything we do.
You just went like full Matrix there.
I know. It's a little matrixy.
That was impressive. There is
Yeah.
no box.
There is no box.
There is no pulp.
There is no pulp.
There is only coffee.
There is only the smell of coffee.
That's right.
You're not really drinking it.
So there is no podcast
Because if you
episode.
can't smell, you can't even taste the coffee.
True. So there really is no podcast episode.
There really is no podcast.